Hello guys, welcome to today's class. This is another section of Basic Tech, and today we want to look at Workshop Safety 2. The last video we were able to look at the meaning of the workshop. We were able to look at workshop layouts. We were also able to look at the regulations as regard workshop safety. So today we want to look at what is accident. If you look at this image here, you can see that an accident occurred, and this accident is as a result that one of the rules or regulations that govern using a machine was not observed. So let's look at what an accident actually means. An accident is an unforeseen turn of events without an apparent cause, that is, a negative experience that happens to somebody when he does not expect it. So, what we are trying to say is that it is definitely something that you don't wish for. Someone cannot just wake up a day and just decide to injure himself or herself, but sometimes these things happen. You are using a machine or you are working on something and you sustain an injury. So an accident is an unforeseen event. It's an unforeseen event. It's different from intentional action. Somebody can just maybe take a wood now and hit the screen of a vehicle. That is not an accident because the person actually carry out that action intentionally. But in a situation whereby maybe something just dropped from on top of a building and drop on the car screen, that is an accident because it wasn't intentional. It was an unforeseen circumstances. So that was makes it an accident. Accident can be caused by people and also by equipment. So now, what are the causes of accident? Accident can actually be grouped. The causes of accident can be grouped into two. We have the unsafe actions and we have unsafe conditions. So let's look at unsafe action. Looking at this image, you see that what you can picture out here is that this person looks a little bit tired or sick or something, but yet he's trying to use the machine. In other words, this person can sustain an injury. An accident can occur in the process because he is not really fit to work on the machine. So we say that unsafe action, they include accidents that can occur due to unsafe action. They include lack of concentration, lack of carefulness in handling the machine, fatigue or tiredness, failure to use safety devices. Okay, now looking at this image too, we can say that this person here fell because the floor is wet. So it simply means that the condition of the environment is not safe for a particular activity. So if the condition of the environment is not safe for a particular activity, before you will carry out any activities, you need to keep that condition. You need to have a safe condition before you carry out your activities. So the right thing to have been done in this case is for them to clean up the floor before any other thing. Okay, so the image has been interpreted. You can also pen down whatever observation you can see here. So unsafe condition. The illustration on the previous slide demonstrates unsafe condition. Now you can have this activity if you are watching this video as a class, or as individual or at home, they can try this. Group A to discuss unsafe conditions that can cause accidents. Group B to discuss unsafe actions that can cause accidents. So let's take a pause and try to do something. So welcome back. Let's look at another aspect of today's topic, which is accident prevention. Accidents in the workshop can be prevented by observing the following rules: keep workshop clean and tidy, dress safely for work safely with hand tools, work safely with machines, work safely with electrical tools, machines, and appliances. Now let's look at types of fire. There are two types of fire which can occur in a workshop, and we have the electrical fire and we have the chemical fire. When we say electrical fire, this could be as a result of not switching off your electrical appliances before closing the workshop at the end of the day. Sometimes due to people want to rush to go home, they forget to switch off the appliances, and maybe when there is power installation, we can have wire bridge, and this could cause fire. So it is always advisable, it is always an ideal thing to always remember to switch off your appliances when you are leaving the workshop. Also, we have chemical fire. Chemical fire could be as a result of maybe cylinder leakage, some gas cylinder, maybe there's a leakage, or maybe somebody forgets to uh, turn off the tap of a gas, and another that person just comes out smoking, and the whole thing just wow. You see, that's as a result of chemical fire. Other chemicals also can cause fire, like maybe some dangerous acid like the hydrogen tetraoxosulfate 6 acid, some explosive volatile chemicals like ethanol, alcohol, and the rest. All this can bring about fire outbreak in a workshop. That is why it is necessary for us to be able to know how to keep chemicals in the laboratory. However, in the case of fire outbreak, we should learn to know how to fight a fire. When you are trying to fight a fire that is caused by gas, it is so very improper for us to use water, because using water will even it will not solve the problem. It might even escalate the issue. So fire that is caused as a result of gas, you don't use water. So we need to know the various ways by which we fight fire. You should have a fire extinguisher in your workshop in case of such emergency. So we might be able to look at some of these firefighting techniques as time goes on in the course of our next video. So we'll be stopping here today. Thanks for listening. Like our video, subscribe to our channel, and keep watching. Thank you.